Hello everyone, welcome to another episode of Plenty with Sulu. Clothing partner G Flocks, hair and makeup Salon Tobe by Michelle Udugama, venue partner Yasmin Cafe at Masterpiece Showroom Madiwala Kote. Be tuned to Daily Mirror and Lankadepa online. Host venue Yasmin's Cafe at Masterpiece Showroom in Madiwala Kote. Hi everyone, today our guest with over 17 years of sales and marketing experience at NDB Bank and HSBC, 10 years tutoring for SIM UK, producing 2 world prizes, being a sales coach and marketing educator, Yasas Hevage.
Hello.
Hello. Yasas, I'm not going to give the whole profile because I'm going to ask you. Because Yasas Hevage, who are you? Are you an entrepreneur, sportsman, health instructor, marketer, or positive influencer? I'm confused at this.
I'm confused myself. I'm actually trying to get my website done for the first time.
Okay.
And that web company is losing it, trying to figure out. So I think in simple, someone who probably likes to ride a bicycle like I used to as a kid. And whatever I've done, you said bank, then you said marketing, sales, and whatever I got into, I've probably maybe pushed myself to do well in those and maybe make a small impact in my small circle of influence.
So you would say your hobby has made you who you are.
Maybe now, yeah.
Now your hobby is your profession. How do you say?
Can't say that, but I
Okay.
guess what a hobby does, I would rather call it a passion.
Okay.
And, it just gives you a new meaning to why you do what you do. And especially in my case, because I found cycling such a simple thing, and I found ways how it can really impact you in many ways. So that gives me a lot of reasons to wake up and do something. If you take a bicycle from health, fitness, having fun, going outdoors, even trying to reduce a bit of traffic on the road is amazing. I never thought of it that way. Now that it's come to my life over the last 10 years, it's like a lovely little magical thing that you can do something all the time with it. So yeah, so that's what keeps my life spinning.
Because every time the Yasas Hevage comes, everyone is asking, that cycle guy.
Yes.
Right? But professional speaks to you about marketeer.
Correct.
Someone who can actually change another person's life and the way you look at it things.
Okay.
And I see on social media you put some clips which sometimes with the cycle, but then you speak about something else also. So I used to think you as a positive influencer. Am I correct?
Now that I'm doing it with that mindset, I guess we all are either positive or negative influencers with what we say and what we do. So what you see probably is, as a marketer, I do speak, and that gets captured sometimes, and I'm a big fan of the philosophy and the science of marketing. I built 3 education institutes for marketing in my span being in marketing, so still do. Then I also understood the value and power of sales because I was part of a sales initiative at a very early stage in the banking industry, and I really understood the power of it. How do you sell an idea or a vision versus just talking and telling? And a lot of people don't understand what salesmanship can do in an outside organization. A little while ago I heard your interview with Indira Foundation, and I mean, to get a donor to be able to support a great cause, you've got to be able to sell, not just lie or beg or, So yeah, so I speak about it. I do help people to get their sales professionalism, sharpened. Then what else I do? Yeah, I speak a bit about entrepreneurship, being an entrepreneur.
That is what I'm coming now.
Yes. So yeah, of course. And everything I try to connect to bicycle because there is sales, marketing, entrepreneurship, cycling, all that I see a connection.
So you have used the modern words and old entrepreneurship because I know you look at it in a different way. You are the one who did the Manu Kottu first time in Sri Lanka. So right, so you put it in it's just not a entrepreneurship. You ensure to market it into high-end customers, right? And also look at it as entrepreneurship. That the simple things you make it as entrepreneurship. So someone coming from a corporate world and get into entrepreneurship. If you can tell me how you have done that.
Okay, so I mean, if you had to look at the bedrock of it is everything's about imagination. That's what this country is struggling right now, right? So imagination leads to creativity, and creativity hopefully to innovation. And then some of them can be pushed into entrepreneurship. So if you don't have an idea, then where do you start, right? So I had a bit of a different childhood because my father was from an education planning background. So I had very little pressure to study or get marks. I just had 18 years of fun and I failed my A-levels. Then he told me, okay, now you go and pass it. Don't ask me how I passed it. When you are imaginative and creative, you can do that legally. But then a lot of kids lose that opportunity to play, have fun, enjoy life, because that's what builds your ability to, do things differently. Yeah. Logically, you have to get a job, so obviously I joined a bank. But then there also I got an opportunity to be creative in a lot of things, in spite of being in the corporate world. So of course I built some businesses for the bank. Want to retire at 40, retired like at 37. And in between I found a bicycle, which came back as a little lifestyle thing. So I thought at a point, I need to do something different. So I exactly next door to Yasmin's, bought a piece of land. Just wanted to build a place for bicycles for me. Not that I had a plan for.
That's why I said, now there are so much of bicycle garage, but I don't think they have a brand of marketing. But your bicycle, whole Sri Lanka knows it. So I want to know how you shift that simple, traditional entrepreneurship into a high-end branded entrepreneurship.
I mean, you can't forget that I'm a professional marketer. I'm not just a qualified marketer, I'm actual marketer. Give me a napkin, I'll probably figure out how to market this, right? That's what you're supposed to do. So what happens in these countries, very few people are professionals. They've got a piece of paper because we are this education qualification country. Versus if you get a mason bars or a plumber, you can't find somebody who's really become an expert in that subject. Yeah. So that's sadly the case. So that's the difference. If I whatever the reason I got into cycling, and then I obviously brought my sales and marketing capability, and I saw the opportunity how we can market this and make a positive impact. So Spinner was the brand. Spinner is cricket spinning, but I made it relevant to cycling. And we created a platform which solved the problem. There was no Winkle in the country proper, professional. Yeah. There are a lot of bicycles and no one was really looking at the technical side of it. So we did the difficult part. Easy part was to put some cycles and sell here. I could have brought a couple of agencies, imported. Probably all the dollars would have gone out. But I did the difficult part. And we set up a mechanical center at a league that we could be world class. We also bought the latest technology, biomechanics, anything that you can think in the world. That's out there next door. So we were ready, and it was my hobby also. I had to know what I had to know. There can't be something. We are a small country, and worst is we are taught to think small. Yeah. And that is an issue because this island nation mindset. So then obviously the cafe came because we had to create a lifestyle. Again, the creativity there was, we want to do healthy food. Sri Lankans love kottu. my challenge to my team was, we are going to do Kottu, but we can't put piti. Now they're saying, how do we
no
do that?
starch, but kottu.
No starch. 2 years we couldn't figure it out.
Okay.
One day there was some manjokka floating around with some typical lunumiris, and I said, why don't we do a Kottu with that? By the way, I can't cook for toffees. And that's how manjokka Kottu came, went on Uber, and we started selling. It's amazing. Everybody should try it. It's great. You can do it at home. It's a superfood, manjokka, right? You were talking about cancer a little while ago.
Yeah.
Manjokka is like superfood, right?
Yes.
In a lot of ways. And it becomes, so there is value trapped in every corner. But if you're used to look at it from one angle, 5 years scholarship, O level, A level, get married, do this, buy that, that's the coding, right? You're not going to see what's around you because we are not used to stepping lateral. We know education, like qualification, we never experiment, right? We are never given the chance. So I experimented. That's the whole thing. Where do I get the strength? Obviously, after a few years in the bank, you have a bit of background. I didn't have a lot of capital, but I had the confidence that, okay, if I go out, I'll be able to make a living. And when you know you don't need a lot to live, then it's not a big risk. Ego is a risk, right? Okay, when you leave, who are you now?
Yeah.
So my mother is still confused what I do. Earlier she was sure he's in a bank, right? Whatever. Now, but if
So
you
there are taglines for you to be successful.
Yeah.
You should have a designation.
Correct.
Right?
Yeah.
So you change that. You don't need a designation to brand yourself.
For sure, but at least to get to this, you might need to get somewhere. Otherwise, a lot of people won't rally around you. There are always, take a call. Do I continue going that journey, or do I do something different, which is going to have an impact and also make you happy? So that's how bicycles, Manjokka Kottus all came. And I truly believe there's a lot of opportunity for entrepreneurship. Whereas a lot of people are confused with business and entrepreneurship.
Businessman is a completely different entrepreneurship. I always say that it's a choice of being a businessman and an entrepreneurship. Because entrepreneurship has a lot of aspects.
Absolutely.
So I'm going to bring that in the final question
Sure.
about that. So coming back to cycling, which you're promoting now for many use of mode of transport, right? Because I saw you did a lot of ways of telling why it's worth of having in Sri Lanka for the traffic, for the environment.
Yeah.
But for last 5 years, or we'll say another 10 years, every day we see they are making roads. Now highways are coming, everything is coming, but there's no cycle track. They never put a cycle people to do cycling. But how you're going to with this environment? Do you think it's worth of promoting cycling as a mode of transportation?
I absolutely believe it. I mean, if you look at all the constraints, that's called entrepreneurship, right?
Yeah.
It's not going to happen. So you got to work with what you have.
Okay.
Point is, if there's a cycle track, doesn't mean people will cycle. So that can't be the reason.
Payment is there, people are not
Yeah,
walking.
then Sri Lanka should be a walking country. Now you can actually start walking from here without too much of problem. You can all the way walk to Colombo, what we don't, right? So those are all mental constraints. We are waiting for the perfect world for things to happen, then it's never going to happen. But then you have to ask the question, can I go on the way I'm going on in my life and the world to be the same? So if I start a car, 4 empty seats, I'm only driving in that traffic from Talawatugoda to Colombo, and then say we have traffic on the road. When you're the traffic, I think that's the realization we need to get. How long will we take that? It will take a bit of time because we are still a 4,000 per capita income country. People are trying to achieve things, material success. So we can't expect everybody to be like, oh, look at Netherlands, look at this. That's like, we don't get it. We're still a country where a poor kid on a bus wants to get a motorcycle, right? I'm actually really disappointed the government stopped the import of motorcycles. You have to let these people own a vehicle. We all came that route, then we left our cars and start cycling. So it's a journey. The political journey has to mature, the voters have to mature. It's a painful process. It's a maybe 2,000-year process. We are going through that. And but said that, I think when we think about the reality of life, can you really not have a workout every day? Or do you have to really go to a gym? If you ride your bicycle, example, or walk 5 kilometers, which is perfectly doable in an hour for anyone. Even if you walk at like snail pace, you'll get your workout automatically and you'll be able to go from Bambalapiti to Kolpiti. But that's logic. So you need to just keep inspiring some of these and policy will follow. So we were able to get a cycling Sunday. We were able to dedicate a path for 11 times before COVID. It took me 10 years to convince the authorities to get there. But then where it started was I got the authorities and the ministry to think to let people cycle on the pavement. You still see a little bit of, yeah, we did that. But then opportunity came. Police itself said, no, pavement is not good. Let's do on the road. I said, thank you. And that's how that started. So if you keep focused on what you want to achieve, and finally when the mothers realize and the parents realize, maybe that's where the difference happens. But honest question is it safe on the road? My question is 4 million motorbikes on the road. Then, well, you need to take the call.
But we did cycling when we were small, and
Sure.
we didn't wear the helmet, but
Yeah.
still we were safe. So because it comes within you, and also we also has to get, when we grow older, we get more scared. And then your health is number one.
Correct.
So I agree with you. Don't wait for things
You
to
can't
change.
wait.
You work towards it, right? So that I agree. You always write about and speak important of things on casually. Do you think that impact that I said, the impact about positive way of thinking, positive health, and you also promote on entrepreneurship in a different aspects, all this positivity, because I have never seen your complaint.
No.
I've seen you as looking at the positive side.
Always.
So what is it your profession, or it's how you have been built?
No, I mean, if you look at it, we live in a negative world, and any moment this world, I mean, if you try to control things you can't control, right? You suddenly realize you have only 3 feet that you can control.
Yeah.
That is also out of your control.
Yes.
Then if you realize, especially in the corporate sector, you realize I'd work for a multinational bank, HSBC. I mean, Hong Kong decides what to do. So you realize that there's a limit that you can control. Then you are, whatever, you go to a senior level, and then you realize as a board of director, then you realize you can only control a certain aspect of your life. So if the climate is out of your control, if the planet is out of your control, universe is out of your control, then obviously the government is out of your control, then you can only control a part. This is what this is all about. And the world was never a perfect place. That's my view. You can make a perfect cup of plenty right now. Next moment is out of your control. So what do you make out of that moment to create an impact? So if you can mature to that thinking, then you can be positive in what you do. And if you look at the country level, our philosophy, we have a problem. Entrepreneurship is the only way out, because you can't expect political policy. How will this 4 million kids, at least 10,000 of them, create value that is exportable through imagination and creativity? That's my focus. So they are all thinking to do this, that, etc. We have to show simple examples of how can they create value. We've got a huge market called India right on top of us. We just saw how by just you can't say a moment of I can't say luck, but hard work, but it's sparked for Yohani. And then you have Jacqueline, who worked towards with a strategy and got there. So there are many ways to get there, which can create opportunities. So, and
we do have a general who did a film with Bollywood, which is coming out in Sri Lanka.
Oh, is that so? Okay.
Yes, he at a forum said, I did a film as a hobby with Bollywood actresses. So I think there, as you said,
there is.
Entrepreneurship is the only way out for Sri Lanka.
I mean, the discussions we've had with the awards, we saw those young kids. If you just get to keep, nurturing them, we'll create, the sparks will come. It's a matter of time. I mean, as the country grows, we have to cut the politics out. Yeah. Switch off the televisions. 225 is just entertainment. And they can't miss through the company. And I mean, 1,000 years of crazy kings and queens and all that, we are still here. I always tell about the Kashyapa story, right? The father killed, the brother killed. I mean, if breaking news covers all of that, at that time the country would have suicided. So this is like this artificial dose. If you take that out, we find those eco-creator pen girl, so much of inspiration, right? Out on the road. So we got to, if you keep that focus, I guess that will breed more of that. And we'll, what is it, $30 billion? No, we are trying to pay. This is not a lot of money in any form. We just need 1, 2, 3. Not me, I'm a small business guy. If you just spark, keep sparking, couple of entrepreneurs spark it out.
Still we can come. The only thing is, as you said, the idea has to come, the creativity, and also the willpower to take that risk. So I'm coming to you with the since we came to entrepreneurship and you sat for the New Generation Awards as
Yeah.
a judge. So, how do you encourage youth to look at Sri Lanka, take Sri Lanka as entrepreneurship? Because we see everyday university students coming out and asking for jobs,
Yeah.
which is should not be the way. But still, I see entrepreneurs are like, as you said, people who actually didn't do the exams successfully, but who had the time to spend as children.
Correct.
So, how you encourage youth to look at entrepreneurship?
Tough one. One thing is because the corporate ego has now disappeared. Nobody cares about designations like the 10 years ago.
Yeah.
That means they are a little free from that prison. So which means they can get a job, earn enough money and create enough freedom to go and experiment. So if you're stuck in this employment trap sometimes, which is okay because you learn a lot from that, but you have to keep experimenting until you find that entrepreneurial opportunity, because I don't think most Sri Lankan kids have the background still to be able to go out and start up the ecosystems. The market's still small. I mean, in US, if you just put something out and just hits at a Shark Tank or some incubator, overnight the e-commerce system will throw it and it will become spin to a success. We'll have that 10 years from now. It's getting there. Till then, they'll still need one leg, get themselves established, and the parents are rich. So try to get that opportunity, get to organizations that will give you learning so that you can start experimenting, creating and trying things out on the side until you are ready. Apart from that, understand you come from a background where imagination is killed from O level. Then if you know that, you will start looking to unleash that at least after you leave school, because now you are an adult. You can try to foster that by reading, watching, trying, going online, watching things, movies, just to get an idea. There are 100 ways to fix a problem, and you got to start experimenting there. So all of those dots connected, the moment what sparks will spark. But the good news is we are the pearl of the Indian Ocean, 1 billion on top, ships are going underneath, whoever is in power, that's not going to change. We got sun, and this country is blessed.
This country is blessed. One of the key things that entrepreneurs get blamed is we have lost the values of entrepreneurship, right? So while we are building the youth, we have to build the system of value integrity. Do you think youth will cope up with, because today we show something and deliver something now, because everything is digital and something that entrepreneurs should get it. Now our age entrepreneurship is about promises, delivering promises. Now it's about quality, delivering the quality and having values. What is your thoughts on that?
So I think you're spot on. We have crumbled big time on values because the parents have outsourced the kid to school. School has become a tuition model where most, with all due respect to good teachers, everyone's looking to get the tuition model going. So we don't get that value conversation. Worst is even sport doesn't teach that. That's very, very sad, because kids are running from one sport to the other, collecting certificates. Nobody sits down to reflect upon resilience, hard work, ethics, sportsmanship. None of that is decoded. So we have a problem. So we have a role to get that in. So even one of these things we should put out from Yohani's case, everybody thinks she was like a hit like this. No. She searched a lot. She worked hard. She did finance, didn't work. Then went and did a job in a logistics company.
Also joined a bank.
Banks, 29, man. So this is what hard work is. Now, what we don't learn from US, we all see the fast track successes. Hardcore value is hard work in this country. Everybody believes in hard work. That's how US was built. So we have a role as entrepreneurs also and leaders to show our background, how we came from. Because what we celebrate is the success on the surface, but what goes underneath, a lot of people don't share it enough.
The root is not being shared.
Yeah, the root of the process of getting there. Because some of the entrepreneurs are also not self-reflective. They just talk. They're not able to decode something so that they understand that in this Instagram world where anybody can click a picture and think it's a success, the amount of hard work that goes. I mean, here right now to get this interview going, how many people are behind the screen? There are cameramen, there are plans, there are this, that, logistics, lights, the owner of the location is here. But if you look at this, it's a video, I can do this on a camera. No. There is hard work behind. Somebody is doing the hard work. Maybe it's not
Yeah.
you. So we got work to really work on these 10,000 schools and the mothers to drive the values in. We have a big problem in values.
We have a big problem. The integrity matters, and it's not coming from. You cannot rent it out to someone. You have to
Yeah,
give
so
it
I'll
from
tell you
home.
this. I spend my time with my kids to show them what is an ethical decision.
Okay.
There are decisions and ethical dilemmas, right? You have to train this. Otherwise, you don't know. Now, because I went to a multinational bank, I was taught conflict of interest.
Yes.
What's legal, what is ethical. If you get a gift from a customer, why you should declare it. If I give an order to my friend's company, why should I be open about it? Now, none of this is part of the equation. So, ethics is, people don't figure out, understand what legal and ethical means. So, then we have a problem. So, we have work to
No,
do.
we argue on the right and wrong
Absolutely.
decisions. That is too different.
That's easy.
that easy.
Yeah.
You can say this is right, this is wrong.
Yeah.
Being ethical decision
Absolutely.
matters.
So one of my key is endurance, entrepreneurship, all that is ethics. So we have more work to do. I'm doing my little part talking about it.
Thank you. And my final, and I want you to sum it up. It very mostly being a cyclist, being an entrepreneur, being a tutor, being a coach. How do you see Sri Lanka's future?
I see Sri Lanka's future in the hands of mothers. Everybody else is not the solution right now. We have to reach to the mothers. That's the reason I'm very closely following you, Sulo. We have a little bit of hope because the moms have to be brought back. We have to release the moms from all these boundaries we create that stops them from coming and contributing to the bigger picture, because we either overburden them with kids in a sense to wash their clothes and cook them and then do this, do that. And we get some top on capable women leaving big roles because they have to look after. How do we as a society, as men, as support system allow this? Because we need that emotional intelligence. We need this conversation. Relatively, women are less corrupt. Absolutely a lot more focused than the other gender, which is mine. And they are mothers, and they are the ones who took the country through COVID. I've seen so many examples.
The women resilient leadership and all.
They look at the kid. It's rarely a mother forgets there's a kid next door, right? They're already sustainable. So we are trying to recreate the wheel when the wheel is there. I think that's the only answer, but I don't know how to do it. We'll figure it out together.
Thank you so much, Yasses. So today we had the discussion with founder of Spinners Cafe, and he said few things. He said, we have to give the value system, that is ethical decision making. And also he said, there's something positive than negative. Why are we trying to control things we cannot control? He said, control the things we can and make a difference. And do not wait for opportunities. Grab the opportunity and work towards it. Thank you so much, Yasses, for coming. And also, I think you gave a lot of positive, and mothers to rethink, and entrepreneurs to rethink about values. And also, cycling is not just a hobby. It's a passion, and it's healthy, and it's an entrepreneurship. Thank you so much. Plenty with Sulo.